What's good? Welcome back to another video. Well, my first video, but it's the NFL playoffs wild card round. I'm just going to break down every game that we got from Saturday uh, to Sunday, all the way to the Monday night game. If you want my picks and my breakdown, give me a like on this video. And while you're down there hitting the like button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. Let's get right into it. Going into Saturday at 4:30, we got the LA Rams going into Carolina Panthers. This game is pretty lopsided to be a wild card round. For a divisional winner, to be underdogs at home is kind of scary, but you have to think it is all in good deed because the LA Rams have been absolutely firepower this year. Getting Devontae Adams healthy, getting him back. He's going to be available this week. Puka Nacua, 129 catches, 10 touchdowns, over 1,700 yards up to this point. Matt Stafford was neck and neck with Drake May in the MVP race. 46 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 4,700 yards. For a guy who is old, who is beat up, who has played a long time, and he's actually had a phenomenal season. He's played absolutely great. But first, before we get started in this game, got to give big shout out and props to the Broncos and the Seahawks. Both are respectively the number one seeds in each side of the bracket. The Broncos, number one seed in the AFC, and the Seahawks getting the bye in the NFC. Those two teams played great this year. But jumping right into the game number one on Saturday at 4:30 in Carolina. The Rams are 10.5-point favorites. The over-under is set at 46.5. My picks now. I like the Rams. I like the Rams to win this game. I don't like the 10.5. I do like the 10, though. Give me the Rams at -10. I will buy that half a point down. Stay away from the over-under here. Do not like the over-under at all. And two player props that I do like for this game. Matt Stafford, 250-plus yards. You can get that at around -150, -160. Depends on what book that you're playing at. I like Matt Stafford to have 250 yards. And then his right-hand man, Puka Nacua. Give me Puka for 80-plus receiving yards. You can get that around -180, -185, -175. Like I said, whichever book that you are playing at, I like Puka for 80 yards plus or more in that game. Carolina, I honestly, personally don't think that they should have even been in. They lost to Tampa Bay week 18. Actually, not. They didn't lose to them. They who did they play? Yeah, they did lose to Tampa. They lost to Tampa. I'm like bugged out. I got so many ideas, so many thoughts going through my head. Yes, last week they lost to Tampa Bay 16-14, and just threw it down the drain. Really, they had their chances to win, didn't get it out, didn't get it done. Bryce Young has had an okay year. Looking at it, Rico Dowdle had an amazing season, 1,000 yards rushing, only 6 touchdowns, but you also got to think Chuba Hubbard was running the ball early in the season, then he got hurt, and then Rico kind of took over that role. Wide receiver rookie Ted McMillan also has a great rookie season, 70 catches, 7 touchdowns. You got to think that's almost 1/3 of Bryce Young's touchdowns. Little less than 1/3 of the time touchdowns are going to Ted McMillan. So be looking for him to have a decent game. I'd look to see what his stat line is or what they project his stat line to be. I would assume he's going to have a decent game. If they are behind, they're going to have to throw the ball. I would assume that he's going to have some yards. Bryce Young's probably going to have over 200. I know his line usually week in and week out's right at 200 or 190. He hasn't had that great of a season, but he has had games that he has popped off. So Just be cautious and be aware of that. But I do like the Rams -10, Matt Stafford for 250 yards, and Puka Nacua for 80. But the nightcap on Saturday, my Green Bay Packers going into the Bears. This is going to be the third time that these teams are playing each other, which is kind of scary. Packers won one, Bears won the second one, which the Packers should have won. They blew a 10-point lead, went to OT, and let DJ Moore catch a 50-yard bomb. But Romeo Doubs in the second game, if you remember correctly, all you had to do was recover an onside kick, and the Packers won that game. And the Packers even had Jordan Love out. He got hurt in the first quarter. Malik Willis came in, did his thing, held the Packers above float. Should have won the game. Like I said, if Romeo Doubs catches an onside kick, falls on it, recovers it, the game's over. 3 knees, and the Packers win. But they did rest their starters last week. Jordan Love will be back this week. It looks like Christian Watson is going to be back this week. My biggest concern, no Micah Parsons, obviously. He's been out for a couple weeks now, torn ACL, done for the year, going to be done probably for half of next year as well. So I do think that's going to be a big, big hurt to this Packers team. But Caleb Williams, can't knock him. He's had a great season, almost 4,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, 7 INTs. The only thing that worries me, his number one wide receiver is a tight end in Colston Loveland. That is scary because DJ Moore has nowhere to been found. Rome Odunze started out great, but he's been hurt. I do think they will have him back this week. So going into this game, Packers are -1.5, over under set at 45.5. Give me the Green Bay Packers and -1.5. I think they have a little sour taste in their mouth after that loss that they blew a couple weeks ago against the same Bears team. I think they come out with a little more passion, a little more fire, and I think they get the job done. 2 props in this game also that I like. Jordan Love, 200-plus passing yards. You can get that at -200. And the guy who's coming back this week, Rome Odunze, 30-plus receiving yards. You can get that at -190, depending on where you play. So those are the 2 props I like. I like Green Bay -1.5 for the game. Jumping into Sunday, the 1 o'clock game, early. You got the Buffalo Bills going into the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars caught fire late, ended up winning their division. And Trevor Lawrence also leading that team. This game is going to be tough. The Bills are favored by 1.5, over under set at 51.5. This game is a crapshoot. I'm staying away from the 1.5 on either side. I think this game could go either way, but I do like the over. I like the over 51.5 a lot here. Both teams can score. Buffalo has had a little bit of struggles on the defensive end. So they have given up some points over their past couple games. I mean, obviously not the Jets. They stink. The game in Philly was pouring down rain. But other than that, they give up 20 to Cleveland. Cleveland should never score 20 on Buffalo. New England, that was a good game. They started out down 21-0, roared back. And then obviously the Bengals started down early, roared their way back. And Jacksonville, they can put up points with anybody. The way Trevor Lawrence is playing, the way ETN's running the ball, this team has come a long way, and they are clicking at the right time. So, like I said, staying away from this 1.5, but I do like the over 51.5. Also in this game, I have 2 props. I like Jacoby Myers, 40-plus receiving yards. You can get that at -225. And since Kincaid has been out, I know he's returned, and I know he's been playing. But Dawson Knox, hear me out. Dawson Knox has found a new, confidence level with Josh Allen. He's catching 3-4 balls a game. Josh Allen is looking for him in the dump-offs. When nothing's open, looking for Dawson Knox. Who is he finding? Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox for 15-plus receiving yards, -185. That is my lock of the weekend. There ain't no other better bet than Dawson Knox plus 15 yards I would even take him all the way up to 25 to even 30 yards at plus money. But I know 15 yards, minus 185, lock that in. 4:30, you have the 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles. This game is going to be an absolute bloodbath. Both of these teams know what it feels like to be in the NFC Championship game. Both of these teams have made it to Super Bowls recent. Both of these teams are very hungry. And we're getting this matchup in the wild card weekend. You got to be kidding me. I'm beside myself with this one. We're getting an NFC title game in the wild card round weekend. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? I mean, this is why this game isn't on Monday night is crazy to me. This game should be Monday night, hands down. But let's jump right into it. San Fran, plus 4.5. Philadelphia is favorite. They are playing at home. Over-under at 44.5. And if you're giving me 4.5 points with the Niners and the way the Niners have been looking, I know they did not play good against Seattle last week. They had plenty of chances and opportunities to score in that game, and they just didn't capitalize. Give me the Niners plus 4.5. I honestly think the Niners go into Philly and beat them. I think the Niners get it done here. I just had this little gut feeling in me that Shanahan, Brock Purdy, and Christian McCaffrey go in and beat these Philadelphia Eagles on the road. Call me crazy. But if you're going to give me 4.5 as well, I'm taking that 4.5. And I only have one prop in this game. One prop. And it's that man, Christian McCaffrey. The dude has done it all this year. He's got 1,200 rushing yards. He was 76 yards away from back-to-back 1,000 receiving and rushing seasons. He was 76 yards away from that. It would have been absolutely MVP status. I mean, other than the two QBs that I mentioned earlier in the video. But McCaffrey, 100 yards combined, rushing and receiving. You can get that at minus 150. That is a lock as well. Not as good as my Dawson Knox lock. But Christian McCaffrey, 100 yards, rushing and receiving combined, minus 150. Great value. I think they're going to key in on him, but I think Shanahan's got a good enough scheme to get him open, get him the touches that he needs to get 100 yards. Easy peasy, and I think the Niners win this game. I think it's a close one, 21-17. I'm taking San Fran 21-17. Take them on the money line. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. So even though that defense is banged up, I'm taking San Fran. Into the late game at 8 o'clock, we have the Chargers going into New England. And what can I say? Your MVP of the NFL League of 2025 and 26 should be the quarterback for the New England Patriots, Drake May. Even though his stats are a little bit worse than Matthew Stafford, the man has led his team to a 14-3 record, the number 2 seed in the AFC. And honestly, who would have thought that he would have had a breakout season like this? I don't think really anybody did. And then it kind of helped when you have another rookie running back in Travion Henderson getting almost 1,000 yards in his rookie season, 180 carries, 9 touchdowns. But then it also helps when you have a number 1 wide receiver in Stephon Diggs. Yeah, he didn't get the touchdowns that I'm sure he wanted, but another season over 1,000 yards. Drake May's number 1 guy, and they just play a lot of complimentary football. I really like this team. I know they've done a lot of winning in the past with Tom Brady, and I know a lot of people hate on them, but you can't hate on these young kids. I know I'm calling them kids, but young men, kids, playing at this level. I mean, who would have thought the Patriots this year would have been 14-3? Not me. I would have thought they'd have been 9-8, somewhere in there, barely make the playoffs, probably miss, but I would assume Vrabel's going to get Coach of the Year, as Drake May is going to get MVP. I wouldn't be mad if Matt Stafford got MVP, but I do think the way Drake May has played, managed this team quite well, I think he will get it. But back to the game, New England favored by 3.5, over under set at 46.5. I'm not touching this total. Patriots have a great defense, and the Chargers have been a little sluggish on offense, but they do still have the firepower to put up some points. So it just depends, man. Justin Herbert's been hurt on and off all year. Just depends. But I'm staying away from the total. I do like New England -3. I'd buy that half a point. So give me New England -3. Two props, Drake May plus 225 passing yards. You can get that at -180. And Stephon Diggs, his number one receiver, at 50 yards. You can get that at -135. I think that is great value for both of those guys, for two guys who have been putting up numbers all year. And the Monday night game at 8:15, you got the Texans and the Steelers. Pittsburgh, what an absolute game against Baltimore last week. Some say they got a little bit lucky, but I'd rather be lucky than good. There's only really one thing that I like in this game. Give me this under 39. I really don't care who wins the game. I don't care how they win the game. This under 39 is a lock. Both of these teams have great defenses. They're going to want to run the ball, both sides. You see these quarterback numbers, not very good. Not very good. Yeah, Jaylen Warren has almost 1,000, but let me tell you, Kenneth Gainwell, he is surging to the top right now. Catching the ball, running the ball. He's really Rodgers' go-to guy here. Nico Collins has had a great year, but give me the under 39.5. I like Kenneth Gainwell for 60 rush and receiving yards. You can get that at -160, and give me Rodgers for plus 200 passing yards. You can get that at -130. Should be an absolute banger of a weekend, wild card weekend. See you boys on the next one.